Hi guys, it's Sam from Creatively Sam's, and today I'm making a 3-tiered dessert stand. I made this out of a Goodwill find, which was a cake platter right here, and some china plates and a couple of miniature vases. And there's a little glass top for the center of it. So if you want to see how I did this, stay tuned. It's coming up next. Okay, the first thing I did was go to Goodwill. There's one thing in particular I was looking for, and I can't believe I actually found it. This is for a project that's coming up that I cannot wait to do. And that's the first time I've been in Goodwill since the quarantine started. And I was really surprised that they didn't have more. But this cost $3.99, and there's no name on it. But it's going to work out perfectly for what I have in mind. My husband had brought these home to me a long time ago. They're ceramic, and they were originally used for little vases. And I've had them in the cupboard for, at least 15 years. So what I did was I took the rubber feet off the bottom and washed them real well. And then I took some fine sandpaper and I scratched it up. I didn't scratch it up too much, but just enough to give it a tiny bit of tooth. And I have some of this Rust-Oleum 2x Ultra Coverage paint and primer. And I'm going to try and give this a good coat of white for this project. And I have shaken it up very well. Oh, that's covering nicely. I think I'm probably going to have to give this 2 coats. Keep bumping you, sorry. But just 1 coat's really done a great job. So after that dries, I'll come back and give it a 2nd coat. Well, 1 coat gave it really good coverage, but I'm going to give it 1 more just to be sure. And I'm not going to put another coat on the bottom, because that's where I'm going to be gluing it, as well as down there. And I'll let this dry, and then I get to glue my little project together. Okay, I have everything together and ready to go. And these are the glasses that I painted. And I've had this plate for quite a while. It's a dessert plate. It's a salad plate. And this is the cake plate that I got at Goodwill. So what I'm going to do is, I can't decide if I like it better that way or that way. I think it'll probably give it more stability if I put the open side down. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to put E6000 around here every so often. I'm going to leave little spaces for the hot glue. And that way it'll give it an instant bond. So all I have to do now is figure out where the center of this is. Okay, I've got the E6000 around the edge, and in between I'm just going to put some hot glue. And what this is going to do is, the E6000, after 24 hours when it dries, this becomes permanent. But the hot glue will give it an instant bond to hold it down while the E6000 dries. And I'm going to eyeball this and hope I get it right. And that looks pretty good. I'm really surprised I got it as close to the center as I did. So I'm going to repeat the same thing. And I'm going to put it on each of the corners of this. You might remember I took off the little rubber stoppers that were on the bottom of this. And I'm going to just put a little bit of the hot glue on here. And put the other plate on there. And that looks pretty centered. So far, so good. I'm going to repeat this one, only I'm going to put this base down so that it kind of gives it an hourglass. And then we'll put the smallest saucer, dessert plate, whatever that is. Put that on the top. Okay, before I do anything else to this, I'm going to put a little bit of weight on the top, which is just a jar full of water. And give it maybe a half hour to set. And then I'm going to finish this off. Okay, I was looking through my crystal box and I found these. Although they're not crystal, they are glass ice cubes. And I got these, I believe, at Michael's, maybe Joann's, years and years ago. So what I'm planning on doing is gluing that to the top. And I think I might put 2 on there. But I'm going to do the same thing and put a little E6000 and a little hot glue. And I don't want to put too much on here because I don't want it squirting out. Because although you can scrape hot glue off, that E6000 is a bear. Yeah, I think it needs to. So I'm going to put the other one on and I'll be back when it's all dry. Well, there it is, all dry, all done, and ready to be used on my table. As you saw, it was super easy to do. All it took was a little paint and a few dishes. So if you like what you saw, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe, and happy creating, everyone.